Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. This is Sharon Smoot. I am a realtor with Exp Realty, and I'd like to welcome you to, I think this is episode 7 of Realtor Life with Donell and Sharon. My business partner, Donell Henderson, isn't here this evening. He may tune in a bit, but he had to go to a final walkthrough for a closing that he has this week. And he lives about an hour away from where the property is located. So he is actually en route now to his home. So if he makes it on time, he's going to hop on before we finish up. So tonight, we were going to talk about procuring cause, but that is such a kind of esoteric topic that I do not want to talk about it by myself. So I am going to instead talk about the top 9 reasons to become a realtor. So exciting. I love this topic. Up here I go. Let me turn down my volume. I am looking at this on my phone so I can keep track of any questions that might come through from, or comments from anyone who is looking at this live stream on Facebook. So let me make sure that the volume is down, and it is. All right. So yes, I love this topic. I have 9 great reasons to become a realtor, and I'm not giving them to you in any particular order. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm sharing with you tonight, feel free to drop it in the chat if you are watching on Zoom, or drop it in the comments if you're watching on Facebook, because I would love to hear from you. And let me see. I want to change the view so I can see any comments that might come in. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the 9 reasons to become a real estate agent. And here's the thing, guys. This COVID-19 pandemic has really changed the way people think about working. And that is one of the reasons why there are so many open jobs. I think I heard that there are maybe 11 million some odd job openings and 8 million some odd people unemployed. I might have those numbers wrong, but people are changing the way that they're thinking about work. And I think that anyone who is tired of being saddled to a job, a brick and mortar job that they've got to go to every single day, where they have a boss breathing down their throat, worrying the hell out of them, where they're just looking for a change, should consider a career as a real estate agent or a realtor. So you might be wondering, number one, what is the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent? And Donell and I covered this a couple of weeks ago, but I'll go over it again right quick. The terms are often used interchangeably, realtor and real estate agent. And although a realtor does the same thing as a real estate agent, they are held to different standards. So if someone is a real estate agent, they've taken the state exam, taken the class, passed the class, taken the state exam, passed that, and they've placed their license with a brokerage, and they're required to adhere to state law. A realtor has done all those things and is required to adhere to state law, but is also required to adhere to the code of ethics promulgated by the National Association of Realtors. And a realtor must be a member of a local real estate board. And by virtue of membership in that board, the realtor automatically becomes a member of the National Association of Realtors. And as I said, must adhere to an additional level of responsibility and ethics, has to adhere to the code of ethics promulgated by the National Association of Realtors. So as I'm talking to you tonight and I'm going over the top 9 reasons to become a realtor, understand that I may say real estate agent as well. And although there is a difference between those two terms, when it comes down to these reasons, they apply whether you intend to become a member of a real estate board and be a realtor or not. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to refer to my notes every now and then just to make sure that I am touching on all of these. So the first reason to become a real estate agent or realtor is because you get to see some amazing homes. Sometimes I will say, real estate is not a hobby. This is how I make my money. But one of the things that I love so much is when I walk into a home and it has that wow factor. Like the minute I open the door and I'm like, oh my God, this house is amazing. I love that. And just to see people's tastes, how they decorate, and things like that, it's just so interesting and fun. So that's one reason to become a real estate agent. You get to see some amazing homes. Now, another reason to become a real estate agent is that the dress code is flexible. Now, if you watch $1 Million Listing, you see those people, so many of those agents have on suits. If it's a woman, has on a nice outfit with some stilettos. Well, I am not that girl. I am not showing houses in stilettos because I don't want my feet to hurt. You never know when you have to step out in the yard, and I don't want my heels sinking down into the grass and things like that. And I just prefer to be comfortable. Now, I'm not one of those people who's going to wear shorts and a t-shirt either. I have on occasion worn jeans and a blouse, and that's okay. But the whole point is that you do you. You wear what you are comfortable with. I say business casual is a good way to go. But if you feel more comfortable being decked out and looking all fly, more power to you. But the dress code is flexible. That's a great thing. All right. Another reason to become a real estate agent is that no degree is required. Now, I happen to have 2 degrees, but there are plenty of successful real estate agents out there who only have a high school diploma or a GED, and that's okay. Once you take that real estate course and you pass that real estate exam and you pass that state exam, it doesn't matter whether you have no degree or 7 degrees. You are a real estate agent at that point, and you can do all the same things in the business as someone who has a degree. So don't let the fact that you might not have a degree hold you back. It really doesn't matter. Once you get your license, it's off to the races and the sky is the limit. Okay. All right. So another reason to become a realtor is that you get to meet new and interesting people. Now, this is one of my favorite things about being a real estate agent. I love meeting new people, and I have several clients that I have kept in touch with over the years, and not because I'm seeking referral business from them, but just because, we bonded. We hit it off, and, we like each other, and, we become friends. And that's one of the great things about this business. But it's not just your clients that you're meeting. You get to meet loan officers. You get to meet closing attorneys and the staff in the closing attorney's office, home inspectors, the co-op agent. I mean, there are so many great people in this business. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect example. Donell and I met when he came to me as a client. He was looking to buy an investment home or an investment property. And we started out in a realtor client relationship, and that kind of evolved into a friendship. And then based on the experience that he had in working with me to buy these investment properties, he decided that he was going to dip his toe into the real estate waters and become a realtor. And I think Donell and I have known each other maybe, I'm going to say going on 10 years, maybe. I'm not real sure. I'd have to look back at his file and see how long ago he bought that first investment property from me. But my point is that you get to meet some really great people and forge some long-term relationships. And, that's what Donell and I have done. And, it's just, that's one of the reasons why I love this profession is just, getting to meet some new and interesting people. And, sometimes you don't vibe with a client and, you can't wait for the transaction to be over. Sometimes they fire you because they don't like you or you don't like them. And that is okay. That is just a part of life. And no matter what you do for a living, you cannot expect that everybody you come in contact with is going to like you. And that's true of business and personal. You're not going to like everybody and everybody's not going to like you. But overall, I think that the majority of my experiences in this business have been positive. I'd say like 97% positive and maybe 3% negative. And you know how people are, we tend to remember the negative stuff and to focus on that. But when I look at the arc of my career as a real estate agent, there are really only, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 clients that come to mind where it was not good for one reason or another. The majority of my experiences have been really, really great. And I've met some great people along the way. And, same with the co-op agents that I've dealt with on various transactions over the years. I can only think of a couple where, things have gone awry and, I came away thinking, oh, I hope I don't ever encounter that person again. Same with loan officers and closing attorneys, and it's just the real estate business in that regard is really just, a reflection of the world at large. The majority of your experiences and interactions are going to be positive and good, and a very small minority of them are going to be negative and kind of leave you with a bad taste in your mouth. But overall, great, great people that you will meet along the way in your career as a realtor. Okay, so where am I? Oh, I love this one, okay? Another amazing reason to become a real estate agent is that there is unlimited earning potential. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's easy money. You're going to have to work to make money in this business. You are going to have your ups and downs. Real estate is definitely a cyclical business, and you need to be able to manage your money to prepare for those lean times. But it really does have unlimited earning potential. And I did a little bit of research in preparation for tonight's topic. And what I learned is that as of, I think, June or July of this year, there was an article, and it said that in Atlanta, the average real estate agent makes $77,159 a year. And across the US at large, the average realtor makes $93,456. not bad at all. And there are some who make way more than those averages, and there are some that make way less than those averages. But depending on, your motivation, your drive, your get up and go, and your overall skill set, because you do have to have some skills. You've got to be able to talk to people. You've got to be able to negotiate. You've got to be able to manage your time. You've got to be able to multitask. There's a lot that goes into being a realtor. But depending on how you manage your business, I'm just going to put all of that under the umbrella of business management, you can make a very nice living as a real estate agent. And just because you made $35,000 this year as a real estate agent doesn't mean that you can't make $135,000 next year. Okay, so keep that in mind. The earning potential truly is unlimited. So another great thing about being a real estate agent is that you never stop learning. And that is one of the reasons why Donell and I decided that we were going to do this every week. We came up with this idea of Realtor Life with Donell and Sharon because we are constantly learning new things. I've been in this business for just over 15 years. I think it was 15 years in April or May. Donell has been in for about 4.5, going on 5 years. And you would think that after 5 years or after 15 years, that we basically know it all, that we've seen it all, we've heard it all. That couldn't be further from the truth. We learn something new almost every day. And the thing about it, guys, is that we are not gurus. We are not teaching. We are actually doing. So everything that we talk to you about each week is based on our own personal experiences or stories that we've heard from our colleagues. And, I learned something new a couple of days ago, and I'm not going to go into a lot of details on that, but I was reading through a listing agreement in preparation for a new listing that I'm going to be taking, and was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that was in the listing agreement, but it's something that's been added to the listing agreement. So there is always an opportunity to learn something new in real estate. And, there are some professions out there like, and I shouldn't even necessarily say professions, because I think in things that are typically considered professions, like being a lawyer, being a doctor, being a dentist, being an accountant, things like that, you have to do continuing legal education or continuing education, I should say. So you are staying up to date. Hello. You are being required to stay up to date on the latest trends in whatever industry you're in. So rather than saying professions, I'm going to say jobs. There are certain jobs where once you've done it, you could do it with your eyes closed, blindfolded, hands tied behind your back. Like, how many different ways is there to, make a latte? Or how many different ways is there to, bag groceries? Or I don't know. And I'm not insulting or denigrating anybody's job. My point is that there are certain jobs where once you know how to do it, that's it. And with real estate, there's always something new to learn. Things change, the contracts change, the laws change. So you are continually growing, learning, and evolving when you're a real estate agent. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat if you're on Zoom, or in the comments if you're on Facebook. So, this is one of my favorite reasons for being a real estate agent, okay? I love this one. You get to work from home. So some brokerages, at least prior to COVID, required you to come in for sales meetings, on a weekly or biweekly basis, maybe monthly, whatever. I used to be with a brokerage who had a sales meeting whew, every Tuesday. And then they switched it to every other Tuesday. But EXP does everything virtually. So you are truly able to work from home, unless, of course, you're out showing properties, going on a listing appointment, or going to a closing, things like that. But you're not required to go sit in an office every day. And I think that is fantastic. And one of the things that really compelled me to move over to EXP is the fact that everything is virtual. So we have this thing called EXP World, and you just go into EXP World and you go to different meetings and trainings, whatever you need, you can find it in EXP World. It's pretty cool. So, working from home just suits me because I hate traffic. I remember one time a few years ago, I had to go for a training, and it was I think it started at like 9:30 in the morning, and it was up in the perimeter. So I left my house at about, let me think, I guess about 7:45. And I pulled into the parking lot where this training was at 9:25. I was so stressed. And then just a week or so ago, I saw something come up in my Facebook memories. And I guess I had been at another training up in that same area. And I had put from Ashford Dunwoody and 285 to my driveway took, I think it said 2 hours and 15 minutes. I hate traffic, guys. And so I try to plan my schedule around avoiding rush hour traffic if I can. Doesn't always work out, but not having to get in my car and go to an office every day just really suits me, just because of some personal responsibilities that I have. So the next reason to be a realtor is the autonomy. That is priceless. That is one reason why I absolutely love being self-employed. Being able to set my own schedule is invaluable. So if I have to take my mom to the doctor, I can do it. I don't have to ask for time off. If I want to go get a manicure and a pedicure in the middle of the day, or go have lunch with one of my girlfriends prior to COVID, I can do that. Just having the flexibility to set my own schedule and do the things that I need and want to do when it's convenient for me versus having to work around when a boss says that I can do it. I mean, that is just priceless. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. And, being able to go on vacation when you want to, you're not fighting for, that week off during the summer when everybody wants that week off, like the weekend before Labor Day or whatever. If you want to go, you can go. And granted, you're going to have to explain to your clients that you'll be on vacation, maybe make arrangements for one of your colleagues to service your client while you're on vacation. But my point is, you decide when you want to go, and you go. You decide when you want to go to the doctor. You go. When you need to go to the doctor, you go. If you want to just clear your calendar for a weekend and just have a staycation, you can do it. The autonomy of being a realtor is invaluable. And honestly, that goes for any form of self-employment, whether you're doing network marketing, whether you are an accountant, you have your own accounting firm, your own law firm. And granted, having practiced law, there are some things that you got to deal with as far as the court, requesting a leave of absence and blah, 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 when you want to go on vacation. But just when you're your own boss, you make the rules and you get to decide when you're going to get that time off. And I mean, that's just worth more money than I could ever explain to you. Okay, so another reason to become a realtor is that you get to help people. And I can't emphasize this enough. People who think that realtors only care about the money are wrong. The majority of realtors are in this business because they enjoy helping people. And, I put a lot of emphasis on the income potential being unlimited, and it really is. But if you're not doing right by your clients, they're not coming back to you. They're not going to give you referrals. And so you've got to have a mindset of service where you are interested and committed to helping people. It can't be all about that next commission check. It's got to be about helping people, giving them what I like to call a wow experience, where you have done such an amazing job for them that they want to tell their friends and family about you, where they come back to you 5 years from now when they're looking to buy or sell again. They come back to you 10 years later and they keep referring you. They call you just to say hello and see how you're doing because you forged a relationship with them and you've demonstrated to them that you care about them and that they're more than just a commission check to you. And, buying or selling a home is probably the biggest financial transaction that most people will ever make in their lives. And a lot of the times people are nervous and they're scared and they have questions and they want somebody who makes them feel like they care, like they're on their side, and that they are truly interested in helping them get through the process, where that person, that real estate agent, is trying to make the process as stress-free as possible. And, like I can think of one client, and I honestly don't understand this mindset, but he was a referral through the relocation department at my old brokerage. And he got a little bit salty and decided he didn't want to work with me anymore. And the feedback that he gave the relocation department was that I was trying to teach him how to be a realtor. And when I heard that, I'm like, what? I'm trying to educate him about the process. And he was relocating here from another state. So he didn't know anything about how real estate is done in Georgia. And that was evident because he kept talking to me about how real estate was done in Las Vegas, in Nevada. And how things are done in another state is irrelevant to whatever state you're buying in. So I was trying to explain to him how things are done here, what the status of the market is here. And he just was not receptive to any of the information that I was trying to share with him. So it really wasn't a match. But I say all that to say, it's just a good profession if you are someone who has a mindset and a heart of service. So those are the top 9 reasons to become a realtor. And I'm going to run through them right quick, and I'm going to go in the opposite order. So you get to help people on one of the biggest financial transactions of their lives. You have autonomy. You get to set your own schedule, and there's a lot of flexibility there. You get to work from home. Oh, yeah, you get to work from home. Love that. You never stop learning. There is literally always an opportunity to learn something new in this business. There is unlimited earning potential. Love that one, right? You get to meet new and interesting people all the time, whether it's your clients, other agents, closing attorneys, inspectors, loan officers. You get to meet a lot of new and interesting people. You don't have to have a college degree. And you know what? A college degree isn't all it's cracked up to be. Not everybody is cut out for college, and that is okay. And in this business, you can be extremely successful without a college degree. The dress code is flexible. Now, I wouldn't advise anybody to meet a client in some raggedy cutoff jeans and a dirty t-shirt and some flip-flops. I like business casual, but if you want to get real dressed up, you can. And if you want to be a little bit more casual, that's okay too. And the ninth reason to become a realtor is that you get to see some beautiful homes. And that can be really fun and exciting. So before I close, looks like we have about 30 minutes left. I don't know that I'm going to use that full 30 minutes tonight since it's just me and I don't have anybody to bounce any of this off of since Donell is trying to make it home. But I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about a few reasons to join EXP. And ordinarily, when Donell and I are closing out our sessions, we talk a little bit about EXP, but tonight I want to go into a little bit more detail. And one thing I covered already is that EXP is a virtual company and has been since its inception. And so when the pandemic hit, while a lot of brokerages were scrambling, trying to figure out how they were going to do things, EXP didn't lose a step because they already had that virtual platform, that EXP World that I told you about, in place and was good to go. Didn't have to worry about Zoom or anything like that. EXP was good to go. And when I tell you, you can do everything that you need to do in EXP World. If you have a question about the status of a commission check, you can go into EXP World and go to accounting and get answers to your questions. If there is a training that you want to do, it's going to take place in EXP World. If you want to set up a meeting with a client, you can do that and meet virtually in EXP World. It is such a cool platform and so cutting edge, so cutting edge. All right. This is one of the things that really drew me to EXP. And I'm going to ask you a question after I tell you why this is such a compelling reason to come on board with EXP. You get stock in the company. Now, how many real estate brokerages out there offer their realtors, their real estate agents who are independent contractors, stock in the company? I don't think there are any. I might be wrong, but I don't think there are any. And what is so amazing about it is that when you place your license with EXP and you're going through your onboarding process, you have the ability to opt in to having a certain portion of your commission, I think it's about 5% or so, come out every time you have a closing, and they'll buy stock for you. But you're not getting that stock at market rates. You're getting a 10% discount. That is so amazing. So you don't even have to think about it. You have a closing, you're getting some stock. And it is a passive way to start saving. And Donell is here. The stock market is speculative. It goes up and down, just like the real estate market. It goes up and down, but you get that stock and just let it sit. Don't even think about it. Donell is connecting to audio. So that is such a compelling reason to come on board with EXP to get some stock. And I've been self-employed in one form or fashion since 1997. And unfortunately, I have not been the best at planning for my retirement. And when the recession hit, I blew through my savings just trying to stay afloat. And so when I saw that EXP offered stock, I was like, you know what? I really might need to consider EXP because that can be a part of my retirement plan. Hey, Donell.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad you made it on. I had gone through the top 9 reasons to become a realtor,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to spend a few minutes talking about reasons to become an EXP realtor.
Okay.
So I've already talked about EXP being a virtual company, and I was just talking about the stock.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
And I had already explained that you can opt into having stock a stock purchase come out of your commission whenever you have a transaction close. And am I right that it's 5%?
It is. It is 5%. And I'll tell you, in the short period that I've been with EXP, I've amassed a pretty nice, sum just from the closings. And with the way that they do it with the automatic, and you have an option, you don't have to take it.
Right.
But to me, it's a great way to, as you were saying, build a little nest egg for your retirement. And I don't know if you've gone into the stock, how it's grown since you and I joined, but
I haven't even gotten there yet.
okay, well, I'm not going to steal your thunder, but I will say the stock has done very well, and it has split at least once. And when you have a closing and you get stock when you have a closing or when you introduce someone to EXP.
That's right. That's right. I hadn't even mentioned that yet.
So it's just a great way. The company is growing by leaps and bounds every day. And I don't remember how many total members we have or agents we have with the company, but I know
it's going to talk about that.
Okay, you go ahead.
We can go there right now.
Okay.
EXP is an international company, guys, in 17 countries. We're talking countries and territories. So we're talking, of course, the US, Mexico, Panama, Great Britain, Canada, South Africa,
Brazil,
Spain. Let me see. I think I left that article open. See if I can get over to it.
And they're constantly opening new territories and countries.
Oh, okay. Australia, India, Portugal, France, Puerto Rico, Italy, Hong Kong, Colombia, Israel.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if you know someone who is a real estate professional in any of those places that we just named, and they join EXP, they will be on your team. And that brings me to, wait a second, 59,000 agents worldwide, 59,000 worldwide.
Good.
Okay.
So very close to 60.
Yes. I mean, we'll be beyond 60 before the end of the year. Probably, before the end of the year, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
So EXP also offers what is called revenue share. Now, hear me, revenue share, not profit sharing, revenue sharing. There is a huge difference between profit sharing and revenue sharing, because if there's no profit, your share is 0. Okay?
Yep. 0.00.
Yes. But with the revenue share, you get a share of whatever comes in. And so EXP offers revenue share to all of its agents. And here's how it works. For instance, Donell introduced me to EXP. He introduced me to it and I said no. He left EXP and then he went back to EXP and introduced it to me again. And I said yes. So whenever I have a closing Donell shares in the revenue from that closing. But guess what? It doesn't come out of my money. EXP is on an 80-20 split. That means that the agent gets 80%, EXP gets 20%. And that revenue share that I'm talking about comes out of that 20% that EXP gets. And so that goes to Donell. And any other team members that he has, when they have a closing, he gets a little bit of something. If his team members bring other people into the company and those people have closings, Donell gets a little bit of something. And I think it goes, what, 7 levels deep, Donell?
Yes, 7 levels deep.
7 levels deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Should we bust out the revenue share calculator, Donell? Or you want to save that for another day?
I think it can, seeing the numbers make a big difference. But if you don't have it, we can just talk about it. The one thing I will add, though, Sharon, is that revenue share check comes every month if you've got closings coming every month. So it's not like you, in a lot of places, you have to wait. It's once a year. This is every month that there is a closing.
Wow.
So that can, you were talking about retirement, that is true passive income.
Yep.
And that's from any agent in your organization, whether they're in the same state, the same country, a different country. The company calculates that and sends you a direct deposit every month on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. So great area, great way to make some passive income, because at some point, Sharon, we're not going to want to go out and do showings at 8 o'clock at night or walkthroughs like tonight. But it's still good to have that income stream still coming in. And that's over and above your own production. So a great way to, it's just one of the many things that EXP offers and that we are taking advantage of. Sharon, you let me know when you have it up. And if you can't, that's okay.
I found it. I found it. I thought I had it saved in my favorites. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? The link is dead.
Okay. So
interesting. We
didn't have time to prepare that for everyone tonight, but we will get that link up and working. And it's just a great income stream. And again, true passive income.
Yes. So those are just a few of the reasons to consider EXP as your brokerage. So, whether you're new to the business or you've been in the business for a while and you are just looking for a change, I'd say consider EXP.
Absolutely. The training material is all online. And this is one of the things that impressed me, Sharon. I'm sure you may have already talked about it, is that when the COVID-19 pandemic started, a lot of people had to pivot and change direction and ship routers to their employees and independent contractors and come up with Zoom meetings and things like that. EXP was doing this from the beginning, from day one. Mm-hmm. And that was in the vision of the founders, that we want to be a virtual company, long before there was a necessity to be a virtual company.
Right.
It was a technology.
I did talk about that a little bit, and that a lot of brokers were scrambling, trying to figure out how they were going to, conduct their sales meetings, trying to get everything up and going on Zoom and all that. And EXP didn't miss a beat, because they've been doing it virtually from the start. Mm-hmm.
Very forward-thinking company. And there are some other things that the company is looking at to keep us on the forefront of technology. Pay at closing just being one. Everything that you used to do in person can be done from the comfort of your laptop.
Yep.
wherever you are in the world.
Yep.
So your business follows you.
Yep. You know, and that's the thing, like I talked about the autonomy and flexibility of being a real estate agent. So the thing about it is that when you decide that you're going to take that 2-week vacation, but maybe there is a critical training that you want to do, you know, maybe your vacation falls in the middle of some training that you're trying to get a certification for. You don't have to worry about the fact that the training is in person.
Exactly.
Because with EXP, it's virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So you just bust out your laptop, mosey on into EXP World, and spend the 2 hours or whatever going through the class so that you can get your certification and you don't have to wait until the next time that module is offered.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really one of the great things about EXP. So Donell, I talked about virtual, stock, revenue share, international. Was there anything else that you want to add about the wonders of EXP?
You may have touched on it, but I think it's worth mentioning. Many people, especially realtors, don't have insurance.
I did not talk about that one.
Okay. So if you don't have insurance, EXP offers an option for insurance. It's not mandatory, but there are a lot of independent contractors, especially realtors, they have a need and they wish that the company at least offered it.
Yes.
EXP offers our realtors and partners insurance options for health, medical, dental, the whole 9 yards. And I think that is something, again, forward thinking, that the company thought about, and they wanted to bring something that was missing in the industry.
Right.
And it's not mandatory. If you've got insurance through another means, that's fine. But for those that don't, there is an option there.
An option. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think that those types of, extra added benefits add value to what we're doing. And it's just better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, Donell, I went without health insurance for a long time when I was practicing law because it had just gotten so expensive.
Sure.
I started out with a policy through, I think it was New York Life.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $141 a month, and over an 18-month period, it went up to over $400 a month.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, I'm single, I don't have any children, and I'm not sick. So why do you keep raising these premiums? So I eventually canceled it.
Yeah.
And didn't have insurance for a long time.
Yeah.
And
And that's scary.
and that's the thing. And most brokers don't offer insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went years without having it because an individual policy was so extremely expensive.
I mean, $400, Sharon, that's a car payment.
Right.
And in some places, I mean, back in the day, that'd be a mortgage. It'd be hard to find a $400 mortgage now.
Yeah.
But that's a major expense and you in some cases you need it because you never know when you're going to need it. But if you don't use it and you look back at your expenditures and you see $400 a month times 10 months, that's $4,000, and you stayed sick. So it almost behooves you to get sick just to take advantage of it.
Right.
Obviously no one wants to get sick.
Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to have an accident, but
right.
That's
unbelievable.
It's just something that you need just in case.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just in
Step
case.
protection.
So, it's like people who pay their mortgage off and then they're like, okay, well, since I don't have a mortgage, I don't need this homeowner's insurance. The mortgage company was forcing me to have homeowner's insurance. and they let that policy lapse. And then something happens. There's a fire or there's a tornado or, whatever.
Right.
And they're like, oh, shoot.
Yes. And they probably don't say shoot, but we're
Right.
going to say shoot. Yes.
So it's just one of those things that you need to have.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one of the numerous benefits that the company offers. I'm sure you've already talked about the for new agents coming in, as well as, agents that have experience in the business, the many classes that they have every week on all types of aspects of the real estate industry. And they're all free and online.
Yep.
There's an agenda that comes out, a schedule that comes out every weekend for the next week. And you just go in and choose what classes you want to take, log in through EXP World. And with your avatar, you sit in the class as if you were there in person. And they've got, it's PowerPoints and Word documents and speakers, have guest speakers sometimes. So
you can ask questions.
Absolutely.
You can download the PowerPoint or whatever materials they have. So
just a lot. One of the things I think that people are intimidated by in some instances is the fact that I'm not physically there. Will I have the support? Will I have the camaraderie and that office feel? And yes, it may take a little getting used to, but just like this, Sharon, we as polished as we may seem, we don't have careers in the news industry or entertainment industry. We're doing the best that we can, and we try to be as natural and authentic and genuine as we can, but this is not the easiest thing to do. With EXP World, you have your accounting department, you have your compliance department. Just like in a real environment, you got to take a ticket, stand in line, and when your ticket is called, you have a little pop-up that says, now serving number 7 or whatever. And it's once you get used to the feel, it's just like being there in person, minus the traffic, minus the COVID-19 and the mask and all that. You're in the comfort of your home.
And minus having to sit in some cold conference room.
Exactly. Yep. So I think once people get used to it, they really enjoy it. And there's always support, both locally from your team, our team, but on the legacy group, we actually have other teams that we work with. Earlier today, I was just helping another legacy person who is in another state, but they have a member or a new agent here in the Atlanta area. And she just had a quick question about, FMLS. And what we want to do is share with each other within our legacy group, but also it doesn't have to be a legacy person, but we think we have some extra benefits being legacy members, but it's EXP as a whole is just a wonderful company. And one of the things, what's it called, Sharon? The workplace, I think.
Yes.
That is kind of set up like Facebook.
Yeah.
And I've talked to agents all over the country. People put topics in just like Facebook, same setup, very similar, easy to navigate, and people are chiming in with different little things about signs or change in the law or referrals in different parts of the country, so on and so forth. So just one of the many things that EXP offers as far as communication and, again, camaraderie and that team feel that we enjoy on a regular basis.
Yes. So I think that that's about it. Donell, if you care to hear the 9 reasons to become a real estate agent outside of how great EXP is, I'll just go over them right quick. And then if you have your 2
Sure.
cents that you'd like to add,
Sure.
feel free.
Thank you.
And I didn't give these in any particular order, but you get to help people with one of the biggest financial transactions they'll ever make.
Mhm.
The autonomy and flexibility, being able to set your own schedule, working from home,
Mhm.
you never stop learning,
Right. It's a big one.
unlimited earning potential. You get to meet new and interesting people all the time,
All the time.
clients, other agents, home inspectors, loan
Mhm.
officers, contractors, whoever,
Right.
always meeting new people.
Yep.
No college degree is required,
Mhm.
flexible dress code, and you get to see beautiful homes.
All the time. I think those are some very good ones, Sharon. And as you were going through them, I was kind of looking at my own experience.
Mhm.
Today, I got to do, 4 or 5 of just those very things from the list.
Wow.
So, and every day is an adventure. No 2 days are exactly the same. So if you are a person that, you go to a job, whatever that job may be, and you get bored, widgets, 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 widget. Turn the widgets the
Uh-huh.
next day. Widgets, widgets,
Uh-huh.
widgets, widgets. This is a type of business that every day you learn something new, you're meeting different people, you're talking to different people. It's exciting, and you build some wonderful friendships and relationships. I've shared our friendship, how we started. I initially started as one of Sharon's clients, and over the years, our friendship grew, and she became my mentor.
Yeah.
And it's just been a wonderful friendship and relationship throughout. So you just never know who you're going to meet and where life goes. It's literally an adventure every day.
Indeed. Indeed. So I think we've about covered it, Donell.
Awesome.
If you're interested in becoming a realtor and or joining Team Limitless, which is a branch of the legacy team with with EXP, reach out to us. We will put our contact information in the chat, and I will add it to the description on Facebook. And we'd love to talk to you, answer any questions that you might have.
Absolutely. We are excited every week. Sharon, thank you for taking the meeting on from start to finish. I apologize, but I was out doing some of those fun things that you just described.
Yep.
Necessary things. But again, another good week. We appreciate everyone's participation and thank you for your feedback. We've had some wonderful feedback over the last few weeks, and we enjoy sharing with you our experiences. We hope that we add value to what you do or are looking to do as a realtor.
Yep. And if you have any questions about anything, we are more than willing to help you out where we can.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for tonight. We will see you all again next week for episode, I believe it will be 8
Yes.
of Realtor Life with Donell and Sharon next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So have a good night, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye-bye.